Bit of breakfast before we start work. Billy Boy's already finished. He knows what's happening, so he's coming over to line up, get ready for yoking. Benjamin always stays at the chow until he's moved. Come on, Ben, hop in line. That's it. Young Bo, the dog, hiding in the background there, wandering around, thinking he's helping out. Now the boys always stand too close together, and you've got to push them apart so that the yoke fits without having to struggle while you're holding onto it. So a bit of bum power there moves them around. And here we have our yoke. This yoke is a bit small. There's a new one coming. It's not quite finished yet. It's going to have properly made steel bows and everything. These polypipe bows with a bit of wood stuck in them. They actually take quite a bit of pressure, but I only actually made them to train the animals. But now, and you'll see why a bit later when I have a bit more conversation about their wagon, it's time that they had a better one. This is just made out of a piece of 4x2, and you can see the crack developing in it where they're stressing it when they pull on. So Billy Boy gets his yoke put on, his bow, sorry. Now Billy Boy has a double peak, Benjamin has a single peak blaze. Benjamin's horns come out to the side, and Billy Boy's horns curl upwards. Yep. Here we are, we're ready. They've got to make them back up, and they both hate backing up. Sometimes you've got to do one at a time. Here am I calling back up, back up, back up. That was a surprisingly good go at it. They do get better. Yoking them up used to be a major hassle, but they stand there all nice and quiet now. They understand what's going on. Here we are, coming to pick up the load. Woo up, boys. Good lads. Probably should have made them step over that bar, because they turn around and they come up short. Come on. Come hard, Ben. Come hard, Bill. Come hard. Step up. Come hard. A bit far back, so step up. Step up, Ben. Come on. And there we are. Woo. But Bill's feet are still on the wrong side of the drawbar, so we've got to move it. Again, that's where we put the bum into pressure, into work. Back out there, Bill. Good boy. Now you can see I'm not as flexible as I used to be when I reach down. Heads up, lads. Oh, I'm stiff there, I can see that. Clip the drawbar to the catch. I've got to rethink that system. It's difficult to get it on and off. Boys stand patiently waiting. There we go. We're ready to go. Step up, lads. Step up. Boys. Woo. Good boys. Now sit me whip across their necks. They know to stand still until I take that whip. When I take that whip, you watch Billy. He's the near ox. He'll turn his head to watch me. He's looking for the signals to tell him what I'm going to do next. Put the pooper scooper in. Now this trailer was made in the garage on the floor in a place called Cooler, where I grew up. And my dad and a mate of his just laid her out on the floor and welded it together. One of these bars here has the number. It's just written on there with the welder. Now I was about 6 or 7 when this was made, and I'm 53, and this makes it a good deal old. So I knocked off the tow ball hitch. That was a hard job. I was going to slide a pipe down the inside, but the pipe I had wouldn't fit cleanly down the middle, so I had to cut a slit in the pipe and punch it in with a sledgehammer and then bolt it. I didn't want to weld it because it's galvanized pipe, and I don't want to breathe the fumes off the galvanizing because it's toxic. Pipe connects to the yoke, as you saw me put it on before. Here are my boys. There's their rusty wagon. Why are we getting a new rusty wagon? In my earlier films, I made a small wagon which is capable of carrying 1,000 pounds, little garden cart. They literally just pulled the front wheels off it 3 times in a row. So I figured, time for something they can't break. I'm hoping that this is it. I don't really like this trailer very much. I'd rather have something with wheels at the front, so that all the weight's on the wheels and the bullocks are only pulling forwards. In this, they actually carry the weight of what's in the trailer as well as pull forwards. Alright, we're only going to show one pass of the paddock clean. Here we are, we're going ha, Bill, ha. And as we move ha, we turn them around. The outside ox has to sidestep, as you can see Benjamin doing there. Woo, boys, get up. And away we go. And when I'm turning the other way, and I'm calling he, Billy Boy has to learn to sidestep. So I don't rush them through those turns. They're just a little over a year old, so they're still kind of working out how they work together in those things. And by going calmly, and let's face it, oxen are slower than horses, and they always calm. Look at them sitting there really quiet. I lost Bo the dog. He's just off camera somewhere, getting on with the dog business of the day, checking out the fence line, making sure nobody's too close. Step up, lads. Here we go again. The boys are angling across. I'll give them a tap with the whip in a minute. And when I swing the whip like that, it's just touching them. It doesn't sting. There I go, tapping them. Just touching them. It lets the bullock I tap. There I tap him again. Lets the bullock I tap know that I want him to move away from that touch. So we pull up again. I'll stick my whip on the necks again. They know to stand there. And they're quite happy to do it. A bit more scooping. All of this manure goes into a pile out the back. And when it gets dry, we drop it through a chipper. And I'm hoping to start my vegetable garden again. And then it'll come out as very crumbly or powder. And you just lay that over and dig it in. I've seen people just put the cow manure straight on the garden. Because it's already dry and crusty, it doesn't break down very quickly. It's much better if you drop it through a chipper. For that job, you have to be wearing a dust mask, unless you want to breathe in a whole bunch of cow poo. Here we go. Bo the dog is back. He's looking after his mates there. Here we go. We step off again. Now, the boys have learnt to work together to such an extent that they step forward with the same front foot every time. It's just amazing to watch how in time they are, and they work that out for themselves, essentially. Dog will barking at cars and people on the street. Here we are, coming around Har again. Benjamin doing his little sidestep. I call step up, and we pull forward, and that brings the trailer in line, and the drawbar stops rubbing on Benjamin. Now the barking of my dog has set off a couple of other dogs down the road, and there he goes. Here goes the car. And there goes the dog down the fence there, he's chasing him. Really don't understand the fascination for chasing something he knows he can't catch. Well, we've got to keep working on it. I'm going to come up here in a minute and pull up right in front of the camera. See, you might just touch him. And he turns, goes the right way. He's turning to go up there because he knows that's where home paddock is. There they go, they stand. Here we are back at home paddock. Home paddock is made out of old pallets, and This is where they were brought when they were young calves, and this is where I yoke them, unyoke them, and this is where I feed them. It's their comfort. It's all in the shade because of this big old swamp gum. So here we go, take the yolks off. This one goes upside down like that. They still feel the yolk down the side of the neck, and they feel like it's on, so they don't walk away. It just makes life a little easier for me, because then when one walks away, the other walks away, and you've got to chase him down because he's got the yolk hanging from him the wrong way about. So that's why I devised this method where I put the yolks back in upside down. I'll lift the yolk here in a minute, and I'll give the call dismissed. And they won't go far because they know they've got second breakfast coming. Dismissed, boys. Good on yous. And I'm going to go off and get their second breakfast. Alright, so they'll hang about. Billy Boy's still standing there. He's just come down to the side there. Benjamin didn't leave the yard because he knows that's where the food goes, and he wants first crack at it. Here's the stomach. In comes Bo the dog. And not because he's going to get fed, but he just likes to share time with the bros, you know. Pretty sure they hang around all day in the yard going, "What's up, bro? I don't know, bro. What's up with you, bro?" Maybe, maybe not. Get a camera and we'll go back up to the yard. Whack, hit my head on the clothesline right there. Here we are. Why am I messing around with bullocks? Well, let's just say I'm old and fat and I've got to lose some weight. I figure the bullocks are something you've got to do a lot of walking with. And so that's what they're there for. They're helping me. I haven't bought lawnmower fuel in a year either. Yeah, Bo the idiot dog's been covered in sprinkle, but he doesn't move. He's very resistant to training, that dog, and it needs a firm hand, and it's difficult to teach him. Hey, Billy boy. And that's it for the day. Roll credits.